mean, it looks as good as you or I can possibly
Recording
look,
in progress.
being chuds and all.
Being just a kind of Sasquatch.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. Thankfully, we've already both of us have already reproduced, so the deed's done. The genetics go on for better or worse.
Yep, this is true.
Oh man, we got a fun topic up ahead after we look at the numbers, because we can't use box office mojo anymore because it's stupid these days. But yeah, and then we get to talk about things related to the theaters and movies. But I guess it would benefit if I brought my stream deck up and welcome everybody to the Daily Cup of Genre here on the Genreverse Podcast Network and Genreverse Podcast Network YouTube channel, powered by the good folks over at lrmonline.com and sponsored by Grow Generation, where the pros go to grow. I don't know if I got to use the shorter video last week or not, but hopefully I did. If not, hey, enjoy the new shorter intro video. I'm Kyle Malone at that Kyle Malone on Twitter, and that is Manny Gomez at Manny Gomez Media on Twitter, and Riddle Me This 510 on Instagram.
Yep,
there we go. See, I can remember some things. I think I got all of the I's crossed and the T's dotted, guys. Welcome back to Monday morning here. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna look at the box office numbers because, well, it's an entertainment podcast, and box office is still somewhat important. I mean, let's face it, everyone seems to really enjoy sitting at home and watching movies. TVs are bigger these days, so you get a more cinematic experience, but there's still something about the theaters, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later. But man, kind of like a lull weekend. I mean,
yeah, a little bit.
Bullet Train's the number one movie, bringing in a whopping 30 million out of 4,300 theaters that it's in, and DC League of Super Pets dropping from number one to number two. Also only brought in 30 million and change on its opening weekend. Nope, doing the horror thing that it does, sitting from number two down to number three, and Thor: Love and Thunder, Minions: Rise of Gru. I mean, just kind of like I don't know, man. What I've got so much on my mind about the Warner Brothers thing and stuff that I immediately just want to kind of attack these numbers, but I don't really think you can. What do you make of this weekend, man?
I don't know, just kind of a statement also on a kind of movie that that Bullet Train is. I didn't get to see it this weekend, and I really wanted to, but I just decided kind of to take a little bit easier. As a matter of fact, what I saw was Nope on Friday because I hadn't had a chance to see it, and so that was my movie for the weekend, and I didn't have time for much else because we went to go watch a Linkin Park tribute band on Saturday night, which was great and kind of depressing at the same time.
Yeah,
but like it doesn't have that wide appeal, and then I think also it is just it's not, there's not a wide enough audience for it. Like, I mean, you look at, to me, the surprise kind of was DC League of Super Pets. I thought I was going to do a little bit better, kind of, especially with the way what Minions is doing. But I guess not. It's really interesting to see how finicky people are as far as what they're willing to go to the theaters for.
That's what it's coming down to, man.
But
what are they willing to wait for?
But like, you look at Nope, it's gonna cross 100 mil really soon. And so you're like, all right, so Peel is obviously an established franchise that people are willing to go to the theater for.
Yeah.
Because for horror, that's not bad in this day and age.
Especially these days, yeah.
Especially a movie that's really, I mean, like, Jordan Peele films are kind of challenging sometimes anyway, because it's like kind of like A24. It's not your typical just slasher or or whatever kind of genre of horror you want to call it as, they kind of have a little bit more of a challenging aspect as far as messaging and symbolisms and things like that, which a lot of people dig now. Like they like to think, you know. Some people like to think still.
Yes,
So
some.
so a film like that is gonna, you know, usually do not too bad. Just it's just interesting that this is where we're at.
Yeah, that's the best way to put it is that's where we are at. Can what in 2019 came out? Let me go to, do they have yearly? Here's 2022. There we go, years. Let's go back to like just 2019 and let's look at a few non superhero movies. Bad Boys for Life brought in 204 on its opening weekend. Let me bring back
Nostalgia.
up the Chrome for you guys. Yeah, that one had a bit of nostalgia, of course, going for it. What was its opening? That one opened 62 million. Okay, let's see. Doolittle, that's a reboot remake. Invisible Man, reboot remake. Call of the Wild. Okay. How did that do? That had Harrison Ford doing a book adaptation for Call of the Wild. And what did its opening weekend look like? 24 million? So that's really close, and that's definitely not a movie I would have thought would, you know, do super well. Onward, that's kind of an odd one. Oh, I'm looking at 2020 still. Sorry about that. Here's 2019. Endgame, Lion King, Rise of Skywalker. Not a good year to compare. Frozen 2, Toy Story 4, Captain Marvel, Spider-Man, Aladdin, Joker, Jumanji. What about Jumanji? What Jumanji do on its opening week? It broke 100 or like 90 million opening weekend, didn't it? The second one.
That's also a second film too.
Yeah,
It's not a.
no, it only did 59, so it did 60.
But that one had
its
a.
opening.
I think that one had a big staying power though, as far as
Yeah, it did all right. I mean, it brought in 316 domestic, 481 international. But like you said, it's a sequel, and those don't always do as great as originals. Man, how far back do we have to go to find a non like franchise type thing, or even a horror movie? Like that's what I kind of wanted to look at, like Glass. I know that's a sequel, but that's like the first like
no,
drama.
that's also a,
Yeah, geez. So what can we compare to, man?
well,
Like
so Parasite came out that year, and so did Knives Out. Us
Yeah.
came out that year.
There's Us. I see that. What Us do? What Us do on its opening weekend? Let's see. 71. And
Yeah.
that was of course following up off of the
Get Out.
wildly successful Get Out. And
Oh wait,
I know,
yeah. So that's not. Yeah, but yeah, they're original films though. They're not.
yeah, they're not like sequel. I meant his follow up, like his
Mm-hmm.
Peele's next film. And so you look at Nope doing about half of that. Let me ask you, did you like Nope more than Us? I know a lot of people found Us to be less impressive than Get Out. I enjoyed both just about equally, but differently, if that makes sense. What do you think about his Nope and Us compared?
So interestingly enough, I think as far as where I rate them, I think I liked Us better than Get Out. And I said we saw Get Out again just to kind of have a refresher. Nope, I really enjoyed because it had broader appeal to it.
Mhm.
And then I know he just produced it, but he worked on it. He had quite a hand in it, but you know, Candyman is also in the same vein.
Mhm.
I feel like maybe the fact that Get Out just doesn't speak to me directly as it would to its target audience, really. It was really good. I can't believe how good Daniel Kaluuya is as far as an actor. because I've seen him play a variety of different roles now within Peele's films as well as Marvel and stuff. So in the Warner Brothers what's it called? Black Messiah. What is that?
Yeah.
What it's called? Yeah. Such a great actor overall, man. So yeah, I think I enjoyed Us a lot. I like that got me quite a few times, a little bit more than Get Out did.
So is Nope better than Us, or about the same? How you feel about that?
I overall enjoyed Nope better. I don't. It's difficult to say because Nope is his biggest movie.
Oh, okay.
And he said it himself that
like biggest in scope and, and everything. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he shot it with IMAX cameras and things like that. And I think I saw this. I'm not sure, so don't quote me on it. But I think he even shot the night scenes during the day, and then made those adjustments later out in post.
Interesting.
Because the night sequences are great. They're the way, and so I think for just in scope and in overall messaging and symbolism and the whole thing with the damn monkey, I thought Nope was. I love Nope. There was part of me that wanted to go see it again. I mean, I eventually will, but
here's the question: Are the creatures gray aliens? Do they look like grays? Because I can't watch it if they're too close to like grays.
So there are a set of creatures that do resemble grays.
Okay, can't watch it then. Sorry guys, won't be able to. See my Nope trailer reaction for reasons why I can't.
But it is. You don't have to. Yeah, I just don't want to spoil things for you. But
yeah, don't spoil.
If grays is
everyone
your
else
problem,
out there,
then I don't know how long you can take it for, but it may be worth a try. Just I know. No.
So someone make a fan edit where the where whatever's gray looking does not look gray anymore, like blurred out or something. I don't know. It's a horrible fear that is irrational. I don't even believe in grayling aliens as like existing or having visited Earth or any. It's all the fault of fire in the sky. Damn it! I hate.
So the thing, and the worst part about it is, to me, one of the scariest moments is the moments with the quote unquote. And I say quote unquote because you guys know, if you guys have seen it, with the quote unquote grays. He definitely Peele knows how to build suspense, knows how to build tension, and knows when to get you. So it's done. It was just really done really, really well, man. It's a piece of art.
Good. I'm glad. I hope it does. It does well. The big question is like how do studios move forward with projects like this that just don't make as much money as as they used to, and two, as other properties and genres do, you know? And that'll take us into our next topic, but before that, Grow Generation, where the pros go to grow. Grow Generation offers the best deals and discounts on the best grow products on the market. Grow Generation serves customers across the nation and carries a wide inventory of renowned cultivation brands. Go to www.growgeneration.com, where the pros go to grow.
It's really close, and honestly,
really close.
If it wasn't that was for me one of the moments that I was cringing in my seat because I was because it was good, it was done really well, I'd be like, no man, just get through that part, because it's not it's not about the grays. It's really not at all.
I mean, most of his movies are not about what you see on the surface, although I do like how he's able to kind of blend the surface level enjoyment, and then of course all the deeper stuff, and then there's even more deeper stuff as you start looking at messages and commentary for specific audiences, such as Black African American audiences.
Mhm.
It's always amazing when a filmmaker is able to layer on those types of appeals. It's oh, thanks Grow Generation for sponsoring the episode. If I didn't say that already, it's always good to cast the widest net as possible so you can make as much money as possible so you can make another freaking project. But then it's always good to start putting in things that appeal to specific groups. And man, one of the big things that people complain about often in entertainment today is when something is too niche, and then the people that made it complain that it didn't do well, and it's like, well, where was your bigger cat, stop. There's she got caught in the headphone cord.
Ah, goddamn cats, man.
Ugh.
I hate them so much.
Ow, my arm. But yeah, people will complain about something being too niche or about their very niche product not doing super well, and it's like you can't make something that appeals to a small demographic specifically without more I guess less deep water for the general audience to get into. I mean, and that's not to say that the general audience can't or shouldn't get something out of the deeper things, but you still have to get them to the movie to begin with. Get them into the movie, into the first act, engaged enough that you get the chance to bring up the additional things. It's not me commenting on not being able to watch something dealing with a group of people that aren't straight white Christian dudes. It's easy for me to get into a lot of. I know I'm the devil, right? And then it's easy for me to get into a lot of things, but I'm not the general audience. I'm not. I'm a big film buff. I watch a lot of things with subtitles on besides anime, but I am into Asian horror and European drama, and I wish to God we could see more stuff out of Africa, South and Central America. Thankfully, things like Netflix have been giving us some additional content besides just Asian horror. But that's good stuff too. But a lot of general audiences aren't willing to go outside of their comfort zones, at least not just jump right into the deep end. So you got to be able to walk them into that. And Peele does a good job with that. Anyways, let's talk about Warner Brothers again. Because more stuff came out of the calls, insiders that were part of conversations before, during, and after, and it looks like we are going to be losing the 45-day theatrical window limit to Warner Brothers movies on a case-by-case basis. This is coming from Decider, and they are citing sources within Warner Brothers Discovery. It's going to be interesting because a lot of people have been willing to wait on things because the wait was so short. I mean, think about Jurassic Park in the 90s. You waited almost a year from the day it hit theaters to the day you could pick up a VHS. A year, and then you flash forward to, say, the first Avengers movie, which was about 6-7 months even from theater release to home video. And then by the time you get to Endgame, it's 4 months or less from theater date to home video, digital and stuff like that. And now, since the pandemic, even shorter. That doesn't make money. It just doesn't. Giving people all the movies on HBO Max does not make money. You don't recoup production costs off of subscription fees. You recoup production costs from theater tickets sales and digital or home media purchases, rent as well as somewhat, but they're they're doing something I asked if this would happen or not, and that is dragging people back to the theaters by saying we're not going to just give you the stuff fast and for free. And I know a lot of people out there are like, oh my goodness, why should I have to pay for this? You know, you just give it to me on streaming, or oh, it's not that good quality anyways, I wouldn't pay for it if it's not on streaming. I'm not going to watch it. Well, this is kind of getting to the point of the whole matter that it costs money to make movies, and if you don't make money back, you can't make more movies. So it's either, guys, go back to the theaters, pay for the movies, or they're just going to not make as much. I mean, I don't know. What do you think, man? Is it a bad thing to take away the 45-day and window for them?
No, I think it should be a case by case basis. Some films, for example, Top Gun Maverick is still making some money in the theater. So you gotta leave it on there. Now a film like in the Super Pets, you could take that off of there in a couple weeks and put it on streaming to kind of get a little bit more value out of it, as far as the film, because at home kids will eat that up over and over and over and over again.
Oh yeah.
And I think what's going on, especially with like Hulu and Peacock, does it very well also. And I'd say very well as far as a business thing. As far as a consumer, ads are always annoying no matter what. But they're getting really good ad revenue, because people are like, I don't mind ads if I don't have to pay as much, or if I don't have to pay at all, regardless. And so yeah, it should be case by case basis. I mean, the only reason why things, this whole thing sped up so much was because of the pandemic that we unfortunately went through. Were we headed this direction? Yes, but were we there yet? No, we were just really forced everyone's hand to get you content in a time where you couldn't necessarily go outside very much, or go to a theater very much. So and now 2020, what year are we on? 22.
I feel you.
we don't necessarily, I mean, like, you can take a step back right now and kind of, especially for Warner Media and Warner Media Discovery, because you gotta do some spring cleaning, and you gotta rearrange everything. It's a good time to take a step back and is this working? Is this even working? Is this the model that we're gonna be able to go through or use, or did we change it? It's a good time to do it if you're gonna rattle anything at all.
Yeah. I wanted to case by case, absolutely, and like you said, this is not something that is new. We were looking at going this way for a while, even before the pandemic. Zaslav, the CEO over at WBD, said this idea of expensive films going direct to streaming, we cannot find an economic case for it. And basically he's saying they don't make the money, that subscription fees do not give the studio the amount of money needed to keep doing that. Okay, basically, if they keep giving you guys those movies, and that's the other question, what movies end up on HBO Max? How long before something goes up there? Because you still want to sell full copies of it. You want to sell Blu-ray, DVD, digital copies, because that helps you recoup more money. He also said, we're making a strategic shift. As part of that, we've been out in the town, Hollywood, talking about our commitment to theatrical exhibition and the theatrical movie. The theatrical window. A number of movies will be launched with shorter windows. So you'll see, like Manny said, maybe the family-friendly things hitting there. Things that don't cost as much money. Pet projects that you're looking to garner buzz for a filmmaker before they get their next project. Then it's bigger, and then you want people to be excited about Jane Smith's next movie because this little thing she did on HBO Max was so great. So it reminds me of like Sony talking about how AAA games on day one is not financially sound. Sony CFO Hikori Totoki had said a while back ago, AAA type titles on PS5, if we distribute that on subscription services, we may need to shrink the investment needed for that. And it's even similar to what the music industry went through with Pandora and Spotify. You look at how much money artists used to make selling singles on iTunes for 99 cents or entire albums for, what was it, like $10 or whatever it is. Not to mention traditional CD sales all the way up through the mid 2000s, early 2010s. But then you look at how they have to make money today with endless touring and a crap ton more merch. And look at what happened during the pandemic, dude. Look at all the bands that were doing these music streams and stuff like that to try to get money because they couldn't rely on album sales anymore. They couldn't just rely on a steady stream of income from that. It's all basic business. I mean, look, in order to get something, you gotta pay for it. It takes money to make a song, a game, or a movie, and it takes money to get those in good quality. And some people, right now, Kyle, why are you shilling for a business? They're millionaires and billionaires. They could afford the pay cut. Well, they're not going to take a pay cut. That's not going to happen. And there's not going to be any legislation, especially for movies, because they won't even do it for other industries, where it's like, hey, you got to cap your profits and cap the executive pay in Hollywood. That's not gonna happen. And I'm not shilling for them. I'm being selfish as fuck because I want to be entertained. I want to watch a good movie a few times a year, not once a year. I want to play several good AAA games every year, and I really do not care to be stuck watching endless reruns of past shows. I still want new stuff, and the only way we get new stuff is by paying for what we consume, because it takes money to make it. And this is not me saying, go spend money that you don't have just so we can get another Final Fantasy or Marvel movie or DC show. No, be smart with your money. Spend it on necessities first. But I'm telling you guys, that they're not going to take a pay cut. What they'll do is just produce less stuff or less quality. And I don't want less stuff, and I definitely don't want less quality. I mean, am I crazy here, Manny?
No. So again, the model really worked only because of the pandemic. That's the reason why it worked. It was never going to stay that way. Now you look at a company like Netflix, who's now getting financially in trouble lately. If you look at their numbers recently, if it's not for like Stranger Things, they're not necessarily doing too well. They've invested so much money in original projects and things like that. And it's not giving them returns. As a matter of fact, they're losing subscribers left and right, and it's because it's just not working anymore, which makes sense because people want bigger, they want better, they want the theatrical kind of releases, and it honestly doesn't really work at home too well all the time. Like Mortal Kombat's a perfect example of how they did well in theaters for the time it was out, and it did fantastic for them on HBO Max, and it was just good for them. Godzilla versus Kong, but again, in 2022 now, the next Mortal Kombat will never see streaming until later. Mm-hmm. And the same thing with the next Kong or Godzilla movie. It just wouldn't make sense. You gotta get that value back from a theatrical release. There's nothing. It just makes sense. It's just there's not really any. If you know math, you got to get it back.
But the pay, man, Manny, if they would just take a cut in pay, and and this is not me speaking, this is me making fun of others. I will pirate things until such time as they decide to give me what I want at the same quality and quantity for less money than I used to pay. Like I can't, man. I don't get it. I went to business school, but it's I'm not doing that to say, oh, like I've got a degree that means I know more. No, I'm a business geek. Like I'm geeky about this type of stuff. And like I said, this is not about the company. I'm not out there like, oh, poor Sony, they won't have any money if you don't pay for stuff. Poor Marvel and Disney won't have money if you don't pay for stuff. No, it's me saying I don't get my shit if you don't fucking pay for it. And that's all of us. I'm wanting to pay for it. I still buy physical media. I still buy digital copies in full. I don't just rely on some subscription service. So I'm already out there. So yeah, it's not about Sony. I'm not worried about their wallets. I'm not worried about Disney's wallets. I'm not worried about Warner Brother Discovery's freaking wallet. I am worried about my entertainment shelf. I'm selfish. That's the way it is. Anyways, I think that'll be a good stopping point for us, Manny, on this Monday. We're already gonna have people angry at us for what do they say? Hit dogs holler, Just reevaluate what you guys got going on and how best to move forward in this new entertainment world. Speaking of entertainment, you guys know that the best place to find all of your entertainment news, needs, and opinions is lrmonline.com. Celebrity interviews, written reviews, in addition to all the podcast news reports, opinions on the news, leaks, rumors, the whole nine, all on one page, and no gossip. Manny, we don't do the gossip thing, and unless you guys want us to, then we can start gossiping like crazy. Well, this show gossips,
me.
but not the written side.
There's parts of me that's going to start doing a lot more things like that. And
well, hey, if you guys are into that, there you go. Follow Manny and check out LRM online for that. Of course, all of the podcasts do go up on all of the popular podcast apps. D-COG is joined by Breaking Geek Radio doing the potpourri thing, only they talk for like 2 hours at a time about everything in entertainment and news. Entertainment news, not entertainment and news. Marvel Multiverse Mayhem does Marvel reviews and news rumors. The Cantina does that for Star Wars, and Anime-Versal Reviews exists as well. Over on the YouTube side, all of those go up in video format, as well as the genre shot trailer reactions. I have trained Manny. He will be doing some reactions in the future. Trained him on OBS. That's what I meant. Sorry. You will do the genre shot like this. And we are also launching AVR Squared, which is AVR reactions, Anime-Versal Reviews reactions, where Christine and I will react to anime. So yeah, subscribe, hit the red subscribe button. Thanks to all 328 of you so far as of this recording. Manny, anything else you want to say?
Thanks to everybody who said very nice things and supported Prey, because that was a very good movie.
I am interested in. I'm going to ask Christine if she wants to watch it with me. I've heard so much good stuff about it.
And then also, Sandman was fantastic. Loved it.
Okay, so that's one reader that says good things. I'll talk to Brian tonight on AVR and see what he thought.
Yep. That's really it. We should be a little bit healthier this week, so we should be a little bit more on schedule.
All right. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
All right.